experts, you have access to the member portal. Many of you, I'm sure, have been in here. Many of you likely have access. If you don't have access to the portal for some reason, or if you're unsure what your access is, please do reach out to us. Likely it's going to be your email address and then your first initial full last name, all lowercase as a password, that will let you into the portal. So what we're looking at here is the main MEA webpage, meainfo.org. This is the public-facing side of our webpage. All members have access, again, to log in the top right-hand corner here using the credentials that I just gave you, unless you've changed them. And then once you're into the portal, we do have a whole range of tools, resources, and most importantly, as Kevin said when he kicked off today's presentation, a community, right? So you're part of the broader MEA community, 600 and some odd member organizations, which means that we've got at least double, if not triple that in terms of contacts within those member organizations. So not only do you have the resources in here to take advantage of individually, but you also have that collective community to engage with. A few things of interest, top right-hand corner, this is our phone number. So again, real easy to get us. You can always call us. Call into the HR hotline, call into our legal services line, or call into any one of our subject matter experts. In addition to the phone number, we do have under quick links here, this contact MEA button that'll allow you to essentially send in an email that'll come through to our team. And again, our typical response time is about 24 hours, if not sooner. If I start at the top of the page here, most of your navigation is going to happen right here underneath this I want to button, right? We've put everything right at your fingertips, made everything nice and accessible. If you were to click search the Help Center, it's going to open up another web page for you. I prefer personally just to go down here to the Help Center shortcuts. It's going to be all the same information, but it's going to let you get there without, opening up another window. Everything in here, again, very accessible, very straightforward, sample forms and resources. If you pull this up, we do hide under here our alerts. So any alerts that Amy has put out or any of our partners have put out, these are going to be listed in here for you. So you can always refer back to them right here in the portal instead of trying to go find them in your inbox. And then we also have other forms that you can use for things like ADA accommodation, compliant hiring forms, where there might be differences between applications based on state or locality. FMLA forms for those of you who are going to be eligible for FMLA. And then we also have our MEA knowledge guides here underneath the sample forms and resources. So the MEA knowledge guides, you want to think of them as step-by-step documents on how to navigate, certain areas of HR, right? More of the things that are a little bit more in depth, maybe have a couple steps associated with them, a little bit of regulation, around them as well. So everything from ADA to wage and hour. We have one in here, that supports the presentation that Mindy just gave around performing an HR audit. These are really, really good documents, especially if, you haven't had to deal with an interactive process claim in a while, or you haven't had an FMLA claim in a while, or you're just crossing that threshold of 50 employees to now be eligible for FMLA. So really good reference documents. One of the other things I see our members sometimes do will either take these in whole or in part and send them out to managers or people leaders in terms of their responsibilities as it relates to these areas. Surveys and data. So this is where we house some of our surveys related to our HR trends that we do, as well as our regional and national benefits and policy surveys, and some of our compensation data also lives within this, this tab here. So our regional surveys are going to be our member population, and then the national survey is going to be the entire EA network. So there's about 25 EAs, employers associations across the US, all focusing on different regions, different states. So we do come together, pull that information together in one, nice area for you to have access to that data as well. Sample handbook policies, I'm not going to open this one. That is what it is, very straightforward. The one caveat I'll make to the sample handbook policies, if you do go in there, we do sometimes have kind of that choose your own adventure, right? So if we're looking at PTO or we're looking at vacation, sick, and personal time, You certainly have a couple different options you can choose. You can massage the language that are in those sample handbook policies. The thing I always recommend, send them back over to our team, right? Send it into the HR hotline. Let us take a review of it. Make sure that you didn't change anything materially that's going to get you in any trouble. We'll send that back to you, good to go to implement into your handbook. HR and legal FAQs. So here again, with 650 member organizations in the region, we do sometimes get repetitive questions from our members. If we're seeing that a question is coming up time and time again, we will put an FAQ out here. So here's the question, and then behind this link, you have the answer written by our team. Again, a lot of these are written by Amy or our other internal experts. Typically, that's going to be things, again, like I said, that are kind of repetitive, that are on top of everybody's mind, affecting the business community at large. Things like remote, posters for remote workers, termination, can I lay somebody off as opposed to firing them? And you can see that we cover a lot of the functional areas of HR. Recorded webinars and events. So for those of you who have been participating in our town halls for quite a while, you do know that all of these are up here for you in recorded version. So you can always refer back to them, or if you're not able to attend a Tuesday webinar for some particular reason, the recording will be up here for you. We also have some of our other special events throughout the year, things like our business trends that we recently did. We have last year's Culture and Talent Conference. Again, this year kind of expanding upon that for our leadership conference. So these do go back several years. So if there is a topic that is, top of mind for you or that you wanted to refer back to, again, they're all in here, generally in about that 25 to 45-minute length. And then here's all of your labor law posters in PDF. So this is all 50 states worth of labor law posters. It is the state and federal labor law posters combined. So these are updated periodically when and if there's a change either at the state level or at the federal level. You can pull these down, you can put these up in your portal, you can email these off. Again, refer back to that, that FAQ that I just showed you a moment ago of how to best make use of these PDFs, but these are all here for you for your remote workers that you might have. Beyond that, if you do have physical locations where people are actually coming into the office and you do want to order the all-in-one laminated posters, we do have that over here on the right-hand side under quick links. You can place the order here, and we do offer a 10% coupon code for our members. So if I move back up here to the top, I mentioned the community before. So here is the community discussion board. Again, this is a great way to engage in conversation with your other member, members, right? Your peers in our other member organizations. We do still have 2 breakout sessions here. One is the COVID-19 discussion board. Haven't seen much activity on that recently, thankfully. The one that does get primarily, used is the MEA community board. All different types of questions that are in here. You can see that we've got about 365 threads, everything from questions on performance reviews to mental health and ADA accommodations, payroll transparency, and popular benefits, and quite a few more. So this is a great way to ask a question, get that feedback from your peers in your other member organizations, as opposed to just the team here at MEA. Our upcoming workshops. So this is our public training. These are any of our public trainings that we are going to be facilitating for about the next quarter or so, whether that's live online, so a dedicated date and time, live facilitated virtually, or it could be in person here at the MEA office. All different types of topics in here, everything from harassment to emotional intelligence. We go into communication, customer service training, Excel, everything from level 1 to level 3. So a broad spectrum of training offerings that you and your teams can take advantage of. For those of our members that are in either the Essentials or the Premier tier, remember that you do have a training credit. Essentials members receive a $1,000 training credit that you can use towards any of the public training sessions. And that follows the life of your membership. So that's the 12 months of your membership, and that'll renew every year. And then for our Premier members, you are currently at a $2,500 credit towards any of our public trainings. If you do need your coupon code or you need to know how to register, again, you can reach out to our team. We're more than happy to help you facilitate that. Some of our employee-facing benefits. So again, we do try to have partnerships with organizations that are going to be valuable for our members. Starting at the bottom here, we do have LifeSpeak, free to our essential and premier members with under 250 employees. If you're above that 250 employee threshold, there is a nominal fee that we can talk about if you're interested. Essentially, the way you want to think about LifeSpeak is it's a mental health and well-being platform for your employees and their dependents to engage with 24/7. It's all expertly curated video and written content that they can take advantage of. Everything from work-life balance, work-life stressors, down to home workstation ergonomics. So this is a platform that really ranges in terms of the resources that are available. So not only can you direct that to your employees to take advantage of, but many of our members will also pull information and data and resources down out of that platform to send out to their employees directly. Able Pay Health is a medical savings program. So for those of you with high deductible health plans, this is a great benefit. Again, no cost to you, no cost to your employees. Provides up to a 13% discount on any deductible, deductible eligible procedures that your employees or their dependents may need. They do not need to be on your medical plan. This is simply, a benefit that follows whatever medical plan they are on. Also a really, really good benefit if the employer is funding any of the deductible, right? So I will have some members that say, well, we have an HRA, a health reimbursement account, so our employees don't need to worry about, a deductible, or don't need to worry about 50% or 75% of the deductible. Still worth rolling out Able Pay, because that savings in that case gets passed back to the employer, right? So rather than the employer bearing the full brunt of that deductible cost, you then are realizing the medical savings of up to 13% if you have an HRA. We do have an employee assistance program. So this is a nice program. Again, generally comes with a 10% discount for our members. Likely you have something already embedded in your medical plan. The difference here would be that our employee assistance program, as well as telemedicine, if we look at these two kind of combined, are going to be eligible for all of your employees, right? So again, they don't have to be on your medical plan to take advantage of these two platforms or two resources. This would be eligible for any of your employees, regardless of whether they're on your benefits or not. We recently added Fetch Pet Insurance. So Fetch is powered by the Dodo. They offer a 10% break on pet insurance for any of our member employees. This is a direct bill to the employee, right? So there's no payroll deduction. You don't have to worry about anything like that. It's a direct bill to the employees. Rollout, very simple. We would send you a flyer that has a link directly to a web page with the code embedded in it, and then employees can take it from there. And then the last thing on this page is going to be our MEP, so our multiple employer plan. This is a 401k option that may be right for some of our members. The big benefits here are that you are in an aggregate plan. So that'll help to drive down your plan costs, especially if you're a smaller employer, especially if you don't have high participation in your plan. It's a way to drive down those plan costs. The other, equally as significant, if not more significant, benefit to the MEP is it removes the fiduciary liability from you as the plan sponsor and puts it on MEA, because we become the plan sponsor. You still remain in full control over plan design. So whether you want loans, whether you want auto enrollment, whether you want a safe harbor match or a discretionary match, all of that is still fully under your control, but you realize the benefits, again, of shedding that fiduciary responsibility and the lower fees. For our members that don't currently have a 401k in place, a couple links in here for you to take a look at. One would be the Secure Act. So that was a recently passed piece of legislation. There are now some regulations that require certain employers to have a 401k as of certain dates in the near future. And we also have some information out here on what participation in the MEP looks like. Payfactors. So Payfactors is an online compensation database. This is something, again, that all our members have access to through the portal here. Importantly, this is one login per member organization. So somebody within your organization has to own the login to Payfactors. That can be switched at any point. So if somebody leaves or you hire someone and you want to transition that account access to them, simply let us know. We can get that done quickly for you. And you get 100 credits to market price jobs across the lifetime of your membership. So for the entire time that you're a member with us, you get up to 100 credits to use. I'm going to buzz through one real quick here, just to show you what it looks like. Finance manager is the title. You're always going to want to make sure that the description matches the description of your internal role. So what you call a finance manager could maybe be in the marketplace, a senior finance manager. I'm going to choose this one just for example's perspective here. Move over to markets. Here's where you're going to set your market, right? So location, industry, size. And then on the last page, you're going to get your market analysis in terms of the pay rate for that particular position. Again, you can do this up to 100 times. If there's roles that you're struggling with, maybe finding in here, or if it's a role like director of operations, where it's kind of an amalgamation of various different roles, so finance, HR, what have you, you can always reach out to us here at MEA, the Help Center hotline, and we can do that analysis for you on the back end. In addition to Payfactors Free, what you just saw, I'm sure most of you have seen communications from us related to Payfactors Peer. So that is essentially an enhanced version of Payfactors Free that you get with your account. That allows for unlimited users as well as unlimited market price analysis. And the other valuable aspect of Peer, as the name implies, is you can actually go in and market price yourself against your peers. So if you have competition in the marketplace for a particular role or particular roles, you can go in and choose 5 or more competitors to market price yourself against that way. That for our essentials tier, the mid-tier of membership, is a $500 annual fee to get access to that compensation data. Moving down, quick links. Another way to contact us, like I already mentioned, we also do have 2 links here if and when the need for a workplace investigation ever pops up. They never tend to come at a convenient time. But if you ever do need an outside third party to conduct a workplace investigation, we can do that either through Mindy's team of our strategic HR consultants, or if it rises to the need, the legal services team, Amy or Sarah, can also conduct workplace investigations. Margaret Urich, who leads our training development and coaching team, she will conduct coaching services for managers or teams of managers. So here again is information on that. We have a third-party background check partner through another employers association, AIM, out of Missouri. They do tend to be very, very price competitive. I have yet to find a member who has found a better deal on background checks than AIM. All of that information is here. If you're ever interested in speaking with them, again, reach out. We can put you in contact. CCH is our third-party compliance database. So this is a 50-state compliance database. Coming here to CCH, you've got an alert that will send you periodic updates on any changes or expected changes in state or federal law, which is right here, as well as periodic survey results and other expert guidance. Just want to make sure that this is toggled on. And then you also have a 50-state employment law chart builder over here on the left-hand side. You're going to click Smart Chart and Tools, click through once again. And then this allows you to really drill down into any particular area of employment law that you're interested in seeing. You're going to select your states. So again, more and more of our members are creeping into states outside of the general region here. And here is all of your state-specific regulatory language around those areas of the law and regulatory perspectives that you chose earlier. MEA.jobs, I'm sure most of you or many of you have seen, again, information on our job board. So this is a job board that you can take advantage of. If you do decide to take advantage of our job board, MEA.jobs, it will post your job out to a range of platforms for a very economical cost. It's a 90-day posting, and this is where you will get login to the applicant tracking system that comes with that particular service. We already looked at Payfactors Free. Many of our members, again, are aware of Predictive Index, our behavioral and cognitive assessment led by Holly DePalma here. Fantastic tool for talent acquisition, helping to put the right people in the right seats, make sure that they're going to be successful, as well as a great tool for your incumbent employees, either designing teams and collaboration that's going to work within those teams, or helping your managers and their employees self-develop into better employees into different roles. And then Predictive Index also has a employee engagement platform embedded in that now as well. Everything else down below the top section here on the left-hand side, featured resources, upcoming articles. Here's that I-9 article that that Mindy was mentioning. Other blog posts on the left-hand side. And then down the right-hand side are all of the links to register for any of our upcoming events, like our leadership conference that Kevin mentioned at the top of the hour here, as well as the presentation that you're on today, the office hours, and then to register to review our podcast. So quite a bit of information in here, a lot of tools, like I said, never expect anybody to remember all of this. Certainly, if you have questions, you can reach out directly to myself. You can reach out to Carolyn Collins, who's also on our account management team, or directly to the hotline, Jane, and we can certainly help you navigate or play around in here a little bit more if you need. Access to the hotline to be able to call in to the portal. Again, MEA is a corporate membership, so if there are others on your team who have recently joined or are now stepping into a new role that, this would be a good resource for them, by all means, all we need to get them access is their name, email address, and their title. We can get them enrolled here to have the same access that you all should have on the call today. So a couple questions in the chat here. Okay, Able Pay is the best. Thank you, Karen. I'm glad you guys are taking advantage of that. Kathy, is Able Pay a perk per doctor or your benefit plan? Yep, so Kevin got you taken care of there. So employees would register for Able Pay. Essentially, it's a third-party payer, right? So you're going to get a card, or the employee would get a card. When they go to their provider, they would present that card. If the provider is in network with Able Pay, if they've agreed to take Able Pay, then that provider knows to bill Able Pay directly. And if the employee is signed up to pay through an HSA card or an FSA card or directly on a credit card, that savings is going to be up to 13%, depending on how they choose to pay. If they'd rather not do an HSA or an FSA, that percentage savings reduces, but it's at least, I believe the lowest is 5%. So either way, depending on how employees take advantage of it, it's a nice platform. If a provider is not in network with Able Pay will reach out to them and try to negotiate that, try and bring them in network. Sometimes they are successful in doing that. Other times, they're not, and there's no harm, no foul. The employee is then just responsible for that full bill. But always good to at least allow Able Pay to try to negotiate that on your behalf.